everybody, welcome back to Pardon Will Live. I'm your host, David Lilly, aka Pardon Will. It's Sunday evening, 8:30. And guys, I hate to tell you this again. It seems like every Sundays are just an important day. I had the whole docket. We're going to talk about some stuff going on, but a third assassination attempt on our boy Trumpers. Again, it happens every time. And here's the thing. I know everyone's like, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Like, I don't like it. But you know what? The cherry on top of this is going to sound super selfish. Every time there's assassination attempt, it's on Sunday, and every YouTube live streamer out there is like, "Oh, quick! I got to get to my computer to live stream," which sucks because Sunday nights, man, those are for the little guy. Sunday nights are for the little guy, and that's why I'm here. But you guys are all enjoy the little guy. You guys enjoy hanging out. Do me a favor, go and like and subscribe, share this, so I don't have to be a little guy forever. Well, no, I'll probably always be a little guy, but that's why you love me. But if you absolutely love this podcast and you were like, you know what, I'm liking, subscribing, he keeps bringing this thing up, I forget all the time, you can go to pardonwill.com. Check it out. Pardonwill.com, you can go here. Let's check out some comic art. So if you're like, hey, this is cool, this podcast is pretty cool, I'm going to buy some art to hang on my wall. Here's a ton, the whole gallery. All this stuff is available on Etsy. All you have to do is scroll through here, pick something you like. I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I sure do like Longclaw because I'm a fan of Game of Thrones. Click on it. It'll take you to the Etsy. You can choose all different kinds of sizes. You can choose all kinds of different stuff. All that great jazz. All of it coming at you. It's great. It's a good time. It's always a good time. And so you can go there. Let me get out of this real quick. Go there. Support the podcast. All right, guys. I thought, hold on a second. Let's see. All right. I thought we'd have a fun night tonight. I know assassination attempts aside, let's just talk about that one real quick while we're getting started. I don't know the details. I'm sure you can find some other YouTuber out there, Twitch, Kick streamer, whatever this is, out there talking about with way more details. But apparently there was a rally at Coachella. Thought that was interesting. Guy outside got caught with some weapons trying to get in with a fake pass. You've heard this before. At least it wasn't outside of a golf course. Instead, it was outside of might as well be a golf course. Nothing but yippies and hippies out there. Hippy dippy yippies. People with hippies with money. That's what I'm going to call them. Hippies with money. Golf course, Coachella, same thing. They're all out there. Anyway, guy got caught before he went in, so I don't know if it was technically an assassination. Tell me it's an attempt, but not a very good attempt, or at least very, very unsuccessful attempt. That's what we're going to go with. So that's the big news, and that's why everybody's streaming right now, and that's why we're over here on our little corner of the internet hanging out. And I thought it would be great to go and start off because I'm going to talk about the title here in a minute, Revenge of the Theater Kids. We're going to get into it. But we're going to start off with Morning Joe, but this time Joe's not around. It's Mika. Mika's hanging out. She's got something to tell everybody, especially all those people that listen to Morning Joe. Let's take a look.
Sure, offer up all the ideas of what more Harris could be doing in these few remaining days before the election. At the same time, it's actually you, the American voter, who needs to step up. Truly look at the choice before us. Listen to Donald Trump's speeches. Truth over lies.
All right, so it's not a long clip, but I do like how it starts off with, hey, this is going to come down to you, the voter. You, the voter, stepping up. Get your act together. And you can tell she's somewhat frustrated. And I think it has a lot to do with the polls. I think the polls have been coming out, especially the betting market. So the betting market came out recently, and it says, and this is the funny thing about polls, because polls are like what people answering landlines. No one has one of those anymore except for all of Morning Joe's audience. The betting market, where you can actually place bets on who's going to win, that thing's showing like Trump is very much likely to win. And that's people putting the money where their mouth is. And so that thing came out and showing it looks like Trump's about to win. And you can see it on Mika's face. And so this whole clip, I'm going to stop real quick. We're going to watch this whole clip. It's going to cut to her and listen to the tone in her voice, because either she's she's just trying to be serious. But listen deeply to how she sounds in this, and we're going to talk about it.
Democracy versus fascism, or something like that looks like it. Your interests rather than revenge for Donald Trump's ego. The rule of law versus Donald Trump's lawlessness. Kindness versus cruelty. If you are concerned about those things and are worried Harris could very well lose, well, do something. Get to work. As Barack Obama said in Pittsburgh last night, don't just sit back and hope for the best. Vote. And help get out the vote. If we care about this experiment called America, the search for a more perfect union that has the possibility of being ever more perfect every day, don't despair, don't be discouraged. I mean, you can be, but don't just be. Don't just criticize. And women, I'm talking to you because this is about getting back our 50 years of rights so our daughters can be safe at the doctor. We know better.
All right, so we just glossed over the fact where it's like you either want democracy or Trump's fascism or something similar to that. I love that because I was like, is this she's saying that because she's afraid to get sued or something along those lines? But then she just goes in. She's like, you want cruelty? Did you hear Obama? Because I don't know if you guys know this, Obama came out in Pennsylvania, and even he was like just pissed. He was pissed. He was basically pissed. He's like, what's going on here? You guys better not let that Trump guy get back into office. Guys, are we winning? Like, is this like I'm online ever so often, and as far as the meme war goes, that was in the bag. But are normies waking up? Are we actually winning? And to be honest, watching this, I was like, oh my God, I think we're winning. And here's the thing. If it was in the bag for the Democrats, they wouldn't be acting this hardcore. And you could tell, like, do you think I don't think she's as worried as she's pretending. She's pretending to be worried, but she's putting on a really good act. Do you hear the crackling in her voice? We're going to continue on, but she is pissed. She's pissed because Democrat voters are not being enthusiastic about old Kamala, Chameleon. They're not enthusiastic, and all the things coming out are just wrecking shop. And so that's pretty much what the theme of tonight is oh boy, I think we're winning because they're pulling every straw they got. Anyway, we got a few more seconds. Let's finish this up.
We know better than to wait for someone else to get this job done. We're women. We always come through for each other. So let's not miss this opportunity to step up for women, for families across the United States of America. And if you're frightened by the option of Donald Trump, don't just talk about all the things you think the Harris camp is doing wrong. Get to work. I know women will.
All right, I love that. We're going to go back a minute, but she just said, don't talk about all the things Harris camp is getting. I can't believe she let that slip, because she's basically noticing that most people, and women including, she's talking to women. The rest of the podcast tonight, the rest of this live, we're going to talk about the men. But I figured we start off talking about the old ladies, because Mika's coming out terrified because it seems like they're losing the ladies, not just the dudes. Now, the dudes, that seems fair, unless you're a white dude for Harris or whatever else, unless you're Luke Skywalker. They're not getting the white dudes very well, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But they're not getting the ladies either, apparently. But I did like how she said, don't be discouraged. Well, be discouraged, but do something about it. That's awesome. I'm not even going to try to find that. I love it. I love this timeline. But the most important thing is, I think, sure does seem like they're not as confident they're going to drop some ballots at 3 a.m. this time around. Or they're planning on it. There's like, oh my God, what if too many people vote for Trump? And even those ballot drops we do, and every time we hack the Dominion machines or whatever they do, what if it doesn't work this time because everybody seems to be voting for old Trumpsters? Guys, are we winning? Talk to me. Are we winning? Chat's open. You can chat. Hit it up. But anyway, Mika's coming out trying to get that female vote. Trying to remind you how cruel and terrible and scary Donald Trump. He's terrifying. Look how scary he is. He's going to bring in fascism or something like that. Her words, not mine. Thought that was great. But here's the thing. Got a bunch of clips tonight, but I thought we would turn the tide. So they're concerned about women voters. I haven't seen the polls on that, but it seems like suburban women is a big demographic. They might be losing the grip on them. But that's not the real important, because this is what makes me this is curious. This makes me curious. This definitely makes me pretty curious about this. I want to show you this article that came out. Oh, by the way, I know Everybody's already seen half this stuff throughout the week. Look, I only live stream on Sundays as of right now. So I'm only this is like SNL's weekend update. Or I just go over all the old news that you've already talked about and seen everybody, all your favorite podcasters talk about. Well, now you get my opinion 18 days later. That's how we do it here. So check out this article because we're moving right along. Check out this article real quick. Oh, let me scroll back up to the title. So this is Politico. Walls to launch media blitz to woo male voters. Let's continue. Kamala Harris is dispatching Tim Walz to turn out the male voters. All right. Already we have an issue. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Does this look better? Yeah, we can do it this way. Actually, I'm going to flip that around. Already we have an issue. Number one, that's a terrible headline. You don't woo men. Like that wording. You could be like, Tim Walz out here trying to get the male vote. Or trying to work hard to earn the male vote. Like that would you woo women. Women are wooed by men. You don't woo men. Like already they're doing a terrible job. They're doing number one. Well, I mean, they're doing a terrible job on multiple fronts. But even just the headline alone. Good God. I could have wrote this better. Anyway, faced with some serious polling deficit among young men, Harris' campaign is sending the Minnesota governor on a man-focused media blitz on Friday, including, hey guys, check this out, football-focused TV interviews and pheasant hunting with digital influencers, according to details shared with Politico. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I love it. I love it when old Timmy boy, touchdown Timmy, hops on the old boob tube to talk with other people, football people, to get that young male vote. It's not going to work. You couldn't do anything. Everyone, listen, especially, this is my favorite when they bring in influencers. Right off the bat, top young TikTok influencers for Kamala. Name them. I can't, but I know what their faces look like, and their faces are insufferable. And that's not talking about just their voice and their rhetoric. The kids, the young TikTokers who are writing Trump on frisbees and throwing them. There's another clip where they were like, if I make this pass, you got to vote for Kamala. And he throws it like 6 feet. God, I should have had that pulled up, but that's too many videos. I got too many videos on the docket. Even their influencers are awful. Like they're god awful. And they only appeal to, guess who? Theater kids. Guys, they're pulling out theater kids to try to win other people. Here's the problem with young men and men in general. We can sniff it out. We know BS when we see it. And that's what this entire podcast is going to be like. Let's continue on, see what else they got to say about old Timmy Walz. So he's going to football TV focus interviews to get that. And pheasant hunting with digital. They could have left out the digital part with influencers. Just left it with pheasant hunting with influencers. He could have said pheasant hunting influencers. That would have been even funnier. Be like a whole Dick Cheney thing. There's an old school joke. I'll start with this one-on-one interview with it'll start with this one-on-one interview with ABC Good Morning America's Michael Strahan, the former NFL football player in the University of Minnesota's football stadium at the university, airing on Friday morning. In the sit-down, the pair will discuss how Walz's coaching career. Didn't you coach like elementary? Was he like a middle school coach? That prepared him to be vice president? Really? I probably should have to watch that interview. It'll feature some former students. Ruh-roh. Some news, some October surprise news came out about old Timmy Walz and his former students. I'm sure they're not bringing that one on. Walz also appeared on a roundtable of local TV interviews in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, which campaign hopes will center on high school football and hunting. Wow, so they really just picked two. They're like, hey, what's Tim Walz good at? Is he good at hunting? No, he's not good at hunting, but he does look like a hunter, Elmer Fudd, but that counts. And he's coach, so football. So take the two stereotypical things for men to like. Football and hunting. That'll do it. That'll do it. That's going to solve this issue. Good God. Good God, people. I think we're winning. Anyway, the governor will turn to Minnesota where deliver a pep talk at Mankato West football. They're really going hard in this football thing. His former football squad head of their game, who really cares, local garbage. Walz can take that group's social media influencers. Veteran advocate David Boom. Gotta be freaking kidding me. The guy's last name is Boomer? Is that a legit last name? There's no way. Guys, there's no. You didn't pass over. Hey, all right. Like, this is wild. Are they this bad at this? Like, just avoid all the things that make you think of the things that you don't want to think of in this article. Like, if I was like, hey, we're going to bring in veteran advocate David Youngsters. David, I can't afford a home. David Millennial. That would have been great. But David Boomer? You picked a guy with the last name Boomer to reach out to young people? That's not going to piss them off right off the bat just from the guy's last name? You think every young person's like, yeah, football and hunting. I really would like to hear what this Walls guy, who's he with? David Boomer? And then just millennial 2008 flashbacks, being like, God, I wish I could buy a home. Yeah, terrible advice. And I feel bad for David. He's probably a great guy. Crappy last name. In the Black Rodeo star, Raymond Tay McConnell, pheasant hunting in Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. Anyway, I don't even know if it's worth reading this. Well, actually, let's go back. Wall's folksy reliability on TV, famously tagging Republicans as weird, played a central role in elevating him to the Harris running. Really? That's the thing that elevated him up. Was his coming out with the memo that they sent to everybody. Republicans are weird. Coming from a guy who's fairly weird. Since he joined the ticket, he has appeared less frequently on cable news circuits, drawing criticism from fellow Democrats. No, they should not roll him out. They should not roll this guy out. Anything else worth this? No, they shouldn't. Guys, they shouldn't roll him out. And here's why. Because they're running out of actual influencers that might reach the male vote. Now I know what you're thinking. David, not everybody can be you. Did they call you? No, the Harris campaign didn't call me. Wouldn't have helped them anyway. But either way, not going to help. Not going to help. It's not going to help. The pheasant hunting thing, not going to help. Kamala coming out saying she's got a Glock. No one believes you. No one believes these people because we can just look at them and go, God, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Wall seems like a pretty good football coach. So good that he spends extra time with the boys in the locker room. That kind of thing. Like, that's the kind of vibes they come off. And you could say what you want about JD Vance. Like, this guy seems kind of weird. Isn't he a hillbilly? You went to Yale? What kind of Beverly Hills 90210 mashup is this? I don't know. I don't know what to tell about it, but it's not weird. I mean, it's weird, but he's not weird. I mean, he's not weird because he just doesn't seem to come off like weird. Backstory's kind of odd, but hey, good for him. I don't think Walls' backstory is odd, except for the fact that where he is now, and then all the other stuff after that. I mean, being a football coach, I don't know what else he's done with his life other than watching his entire state burn to the ground during the 2020 riots. But outside of that, I don't really know what else his enjoyment of certain beverages on farms and stuff. And I'm not talking about raw milk. We all know it. We know the jokes. I got tons of jokes. I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, they're coming out for the male vote hard. And they came out so hard. They're like, we've been doing this white guys for Kamala. We've been doing gay guys for Harris. We've been doing all these things. We're not getting the male vote. What else can we do? And someone at the campaign was like, here's what we're going to do. I got it. We're in LA. Let's round up all of the theater kids that seem somewhat not gay. And then let's put them in a commercial to talk about being manly men and voting for Kamala. You guys know it. You've seen it. We're going to watch it again, this time with me. And we're going to watch this hilariously awesome ad from the Harris campaign. And tell me this didn't just sell you right on the manliness. I'm a male. I'm a white male. And I don't know. When I watched this, I was like, do I want to vote for Kamala? Check out this gold.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
All right, hold on. Right off the bat, you guys know I love stopping and interrupting. All right, I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this. If you got to come out, look, you want to know the one thing a man doesn't do? Just announce that they're a man. Like, hey, look at Jimmy over there. And Jimmy's like, what do you mean? I'm a man. Like, no, what? What do you? Men don't walk into a room and go, "Hey, I'm a man." Can't you tell? You know who does that? Transgender people. Non-binary. Well, non-binaries won't do it. Well, I mean, they might be men, but only for that day or that hour or whatever. But they come out like, "Hey, I'm a man," or whatever they do. But most of the time, the men are coming out being like, "I'm a woman. Don't you know?" All these guys coming out and saying, I'm just sorry. If I was to critique this, if I was in the Harris campaign, I was like, hey, this is not a good way to start this off, especially with the guy going, "I'm a man, man." No one's going to buy that. No one talks like this. No one talks like this. Are we sure we want to start this commercial off this way? And they were like, you know what? Green light. Nothing tells men that other men are going to vote for Kamala Harris, like telling them that they're men too. And men are men. Guys, it just gets worse. Let's go.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
All right, hold up. I know we're gonna do this. This is how awesome. All right, pause. Can you guys see that? Who the hell sits on the back of a tailgate like that? You know who does? Theater kids. Theater kids that aren't actually. All right, you can't see. Look at this. Look how perfectly positioned this is. No, it's an old school truck, not a dent or rust on it. Now, I know some old school dudes that love their trucks, that fix up classics. You know what they're not doing? They're not driving out on the farm with it with a hay in the back, unless it's some kind of a parade. And none of them, not a single actual dude, do I know when he sits down on his tailgate, does he do that? What is that? He's almost crossing his legs. And what is it? Is he taking a high school portrait for the yearbook? What in the hell is this? Come on. Come on. Anyway, let's continue because it
Steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
All right, deadlifting and braiding. Not a bad line. That guy probably came up with that himself. He's like, guys, the lines you gave me are pretty bad. What if I just say I like to braid my daughter's hair? That seems pretty endearing. I'll give it to him. That's pretty nice. Who the hell would be afraid to build a carburetor? Do you think I'm afraid of building a car? What the hell are you building a carburetor for? On what? What are you putting that on? You have to be putting on that on anything older than 1984. That was like the last time. And I know that because I had to build a carburetor for my 1984 Bronco. Then in 1985 was fuel injection from then on out. Do you think I'm afraid to build a carburetor? No. I also don't know if that's something to brag about. I highly doubt he builds, especially, well, let's just continue. Anyway, he eats. That's like saying I eat carburetors for breakfast. Again, why would you put that line with that guy? Put it with the skinny guy who's sitting fancily on the back of a tailgate. I eat carburetors for breakfast. Is this what they're going with? Anyway,
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you now.
Okay, hold up. I ain't afraid of bears. That's a gay reference, is that not? That's what bear hugs are for? Isn't that like a big burly gay man is a bear? He's not afraid of big gay men? That's what hugging big gay men are for? This has, like, when I first saw this, I was like, this is a parody. Trump made this. Don Jr. was like, do it. Send it now. They had to have made this. Is the most ridiculous thing. Anyway, it just gets better.
Another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not.
He had the cuss in there too. Just so you know, he's being serious. You know what I'm not afraid of? Women. This is the best part because you know these are all theater kids in LA. By the way, someone on Twitter, I didn't pull that up. Someone on Twitter did find them from like their headshots. These are all actors in LA. I think all but one is gay. Not that matters. Tons of gay manly men out there for sure. They're called bears, and they just referenced them. Anyway, like this is what I love about Democrats. They're like, you know, how do we make sure these men out here watching this video know these guys are authentic men? Put them in a clean shirt, clean jeans, clean truck, clean everything. Make sure that it looks like they just came from wardrobe. And then just make sure they have a slight twinge of a country accent in their voice. That'll do it. That'll do it. Every movie we've made over the past 7 years has been gold. Why don't we just keep hiring that? Hire the Todd Phillips guy who just made Joker 2. to make a commercial for the Democrats because they're doing so freaking good to convince the audience that this is somewhat real. Anyway, let's keep going.
Not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because I'm man.
Okay, I know the gay jokes are off the rails. Like I've already had too many gay jokes right off the bat. But again, do you need to put the full-throated endorsement? Full-throated endorsement. You could have been fully supported. You could have said anything on the top of the idea that they think that some dudes out here being like, oh my God, real men are not scared of women and they're not scared to vote. Guys, real dudes like here. Oh my God, am I scared to vote for a woman? Am I terrified of voting for a woman? Is that who the hell are they trying to reach with this? Like, who are they trying to reach? Again, going back to the wardrobe. This guy's on a ranch with a horse. Look, so full disclosure, I work construction and I look like a homeless person half the time. That's just because I'm a homeless person. No, just because I just don't take care of the things I have. Some of the guys I work with do, and they actually care about what their appearance looks like. None of them look that clean. Nobody. I got a buddy who has a farm. Not a single white shirt. You wouldn't wear a white shirt on a farm unless you were planning on turning it brown. Like, I love this. This is fantastic. Anyway, let's keep going. Full-throated support for this commercial.
Enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to...
Okay, wait. Know what kind of donuts I like? What is that? Is that some gay reference I didn't pick up on? What does that mean? Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like. What kind of weird deep cut is that? Anybody in the chat, can you, if you know what that means, can you hit me up? Be like, oh, donuts is a reference to NASCAR or something. I mean, tires. I don't think he's referencing tires there. I think that was another gay reference. Anyway, let's keep going.
I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
All right, what the hell is a pants book that the sisters like? One of those pants books? I don't know what that is either. This thing is totally Trump made this. Let's keep going. Oh, Trump made this because just listen to the next line. This is how you know it was made by Don Jr.
Man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it. I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough.
All right. Now, can we all just say that that was in poor taste with the whole Walls thing coming out about him drinking horse stuff? I've made enough horse jokes on this live, and you've probably seen me do it, that you would get that reference. Why put that in a commercial? I cry in front of my horse, and then you hear if it was Walls, the horse cried in front of Walls. That's how that normally works. See, that's what I'm saying. Don Jr. made this. He was like, hey, throw a Walls horse joke in there somewhere. I know we've had enough gay jokes. We made enough jokes about being gay. Now put a Walls horse joke in there. That'll be fun. Don Jr. made this. Anyway, let's keep going. See what else kind of awesomeness they have.
To tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Good Will Hunting.
West Side.
Hold up. What man has actually seen Love Actually? I've never actually seen. Now, Good Will Hunting, that's a pretty good one. I don't know if I cry or I would cry at that. But is that the ticket to know you're, you know what? You know how you know you're a man? You've watched Love Actually and you cried at it. That's how you know you're a man. Now, there's been a few movies where I've teared up. And I think I talked about in the podcast. They didn't work on none of these stupid movies. Love Actually. I mean, Good Will Hunting's pretty good. I didn't cry Good Will Hunting. I cried when Robin Williams died because I knew he wasn't going to be in Good Will Hunting 2. That was rough, but that wasn't a movie. I did cry. I mean, I friggin' wallowed up at old Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That hit me hard. I turned in my man card apparently for that one. But yeah, I don't understand this, but that's cool. Love Actually. Has anyone ever seen Love Actually? What actually is Love Actually? Anyway, let's
Story.
move on.
That
and predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men
President.
domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their families.
Women who
I've never heard a lie so blatant out of anybody's mouth than that one guy sitting cross-legged going, I love women. Yep. Sure do believe you. Yep. Abso-friggin-lutely. You definitely love women. No lies detected. Oh,
decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
man up and get involved. Vote. Guys, if you're a dude watching this, are you not convinced? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Guys, they're not doing a good job. They're losing. The Harris campaign cannot seem to pull any of the leeway with the dudes as much as they thought they're going to do. And you know what's weird? It's because they were like, at some point in time, like, look, this dude demographic really does seem to hurt us. We've got the crazy cat ladies. We've got the liberal white women. We've got the majority minorities, especially the females of them. You know what we're losing? We're losing black men. They're starting to like Trump. I keep seeing all these in the man on the street videos. They're asking all these minority dudes, be like, hey, who you voting for? Like Trump all the way, baby. And that's freaking them out. And that was happening before she picked her VP president. And then they went to the table and they're like, we need somebody to represent, get the men involved. Not just the white dudes, but the men. Can't go too white because we did that with Joe Biden. We got to go someone like in the middle. Just keep the white part because we can't change that. We've already got one person of color. Can't have two people of color. God forbid. You know the Democrats actually said that. They're like, no, two people of color is a little too much. One person of color. And they're like, well, Kamala's not black. Shh. We'll tell everybody she is. One black person. We need one white dude that's not super white, but also appeals to young men. And when they were like, Tim Walz, someone said, I got an idea, Tim Walz. And they're like, no. We said appeals to white men, not white men are appealing to Tim. And someone forgot to say that part. It's another joke on Tim. I'm ragging on this Tim guy. He's a bit insufferable. Let's just be honest. He's a bit insufferable. Anyway, that was a commercial. Everyone saw that. Completely ridiculous. They're all theater kids. Every last one of them. And look, there's nothing wrong with theater kids. And this is why I say, and you're so used to seeing them because they're always in public eye. There's two career paths for theater kids. Theater, moving into theater, and then Broadway, and then movies and commercials like the one you just saw. This is where they go. Theater kids only have two career paths. Movies and film and actual stuff like that, media. News media included. Don't forget news media. Bro. All of your CNN anchors, theater kids. MSNBC, theater kids. Bro, I'll even go deep cuts. Tucker's not on Fox News. Guy looks and acts like a theater kid. That laugh, tell me that laugh, that laugh is not a theater kid laugh. That is a theater kid laugh if I've ever heard one. Not just your news media, but all your media, all these theater kids. And every once in a while they pull somebody in that you're like, that wasn't a theater kid, like Harrison Ford. And you're like, wait, what? This guy doesn't seem like a theater kid. What was he doing? Well, he was one of the construction workers on the set. No. Okay. No, that makes sense. Everybody else, theater kids. You know where else they can go outside of media? Politicians. Tons of them, guys. Tim Walz, old Timmy Walz, absolutely a theater kid. Absolutely a theater kid. Gavin Newsom, you think that guy didn't go to, what's that place in Chicago? Well, it's probably, I forgot what those places are where they always go. Groundlings in Los Angeles. Somebody looked up. Gavin Newsom easily went to Groundlings. Is like, I don't know if I can act this well. I know where all the bad actors go. Politics, because apparently that works. Guys, everybody in politics, theater kids. You know why? Political theater. It's right there in the name. Political theater. You got to act like somebody you're not. That's the point of politics. Just pander. Figure it out. Be likable by other people. Play pretend. Theater kids go into media or politics. That's why you're so used to seeing them all over the place. Friggin' theater kids. That's why this episode's called Revenge of the Theater Kids, because they're in everything. They're coming after you. They're trying to get your vote. They're trying to get your money. They're trying to get your Netflix views. They're trying to get you. Anyway, I thought we would look at somebody else the Harris campaign brought up as being hyper masculine, good role model for men, that the Harris campaign has trotted out multiple times to be an icon for masculinity in men, to really pull that men vote in. And it's an interview. We got Morning Joe coming up because we love Morning Joe. He's a masculine man, right? Or something. And he's interviewing second gentleman Doug Emhoff. Guys, that interview is not even out. They put a clip. It's coming out tomorrow. So I thought we'd watch the sneak peek. Holy bejeebers. Bejeebers. It's not even a real freaking word. Sorry, I'm messing with my computer. Old Joey Scarborough's got old Dougie Emhoff. Let's watch this and let's see what real men look like. I think this might be the only one. He may or may not have been in the theater kid. I did hear something about him beating up women. So maybe we got a real man on the scene. Let's take a look.
You talk about the debate. Why do you think Donald Trump won't debate her again?
Well, you saw the first debate, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. And his ask.
All right, hold on. First impressions. To be honest, guys, I have not seen anything with Doug in it. I saw pictures. And I'm like, all right, this looks like your normal dude, like a normal white dude. I mean, looks like a lawyer. I think he is a lawyer, so he looks like a lawyer. Just normal white dude. And I was like, I don't know much about this guy. I've never heard him talk. I never really seen him walk. I didn't see him do the jazz hands that Tim Walz does when he comes out on stage, wide-eyed and smiling. I didn't see him doing that. So I was like, maybe let's give this guy a chance. Let's see what it sounds like when he talks. Let's see if he talks with a bit of a, he's got a bit of a swag to his voice or whatever that is. What's that called? Jargon. I almost said jargon. That's not the word. That's not the right word. Cadence. See what kind of cadence he has in his voice. Let's see if this is this is about the manliest they can come up with on the Democratic side. And I was like, let's give him a shot and ignore the fact that his new title is Second Gentleman. Hold on. Can we talk? How degrading is that? First lady sounds elegant. Second lady? We're like, that seems kind of weird. Second gentleman. God, if that was me, take the title off. Take the moniker at the bottom. Get that out of here. The first person who calls me second gentleman is getting knocked in the teeth. I swear to God. I get it. Like Kamala's running. I'm just tagging along. I've got my own thing going on. I'm barely on the campaign. Blah, blah. Don't put that second gentleman thing right underneath my name. Really? You're going to put that right under my name? That would have been the first thing I did. But we're already getting a clue into this guy. It doesn't seem like he cares too much. It seems like he might like it. So let's hear him talk. Let's hear what he's got to say.
And so he's afraid that that's going to happen again. Rather, he's spreading this fog of misinformation and disinformation and gaslighting, rather than face her again so we can... Well,
I do want to talk about that. He's spreading this fog. Does that not seem like a high school counselor trying to explain something in depth to a child? He's spreading a fog. What's the thing we can think of for... Maybe it's teachers. Democrats, are they all teachers, like elementary school? We know Tim Walz. We know Jill. We know these. Are they all just teachers for elementary school? Is that their... He's kind of spreading this cloud, this fog. Like, guys, as an artist, I get, like, flourishing your words and being creative with the way you say something and putting sentences together that have a little bit of flair. But that one seems kind of weird. But it also seems an easy way to not really say anything. So I'm wondering... Anyway, let's continue on because I've got a theory. Let's keep going.
And he's spreading it about you, saying that tabloid stories about your person.
Say it. Joey, say it. He's spreading stories about you beating up a lady outside of a valet. Just say it. How about knocking up the babysitter? Oh, hold on a second. Guys, this guy knocked up the babysitter. This guy. Didn't see that one coming. Did you? I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. Anyway.
Life, saying it should be front and center. He's saying it about your wife and making incredibly crude and lewd suggestions about her past life.
Okay, let's just pause it real quick. Trump is saying crude things about your past life. Have the Dems said anything about Trump's past life? I don't think so. None of these lefties came out here and said anything about Trump's past. They just left that in the dust. They said, we're moving forward. We're only going to talk about Trump and his policies at current day. Anything in Trump's past, we're not going to touch because that would be dishonorable. And only people like Trump do stuff like that, right? Is that not... You've heard That's been their only thing. Trump's a felon. Did you hear about what he did 17 years ago? That can't be proven at all. And Bergdorf's sounds completely fictitious and made up. Did you hear that story? Yeah. We should talk about that for the next 17 million years. I love it. I love lefties, man. Lefties are so good at projection.
Anyway. I know I seem like a very zen, mindful person.
Okay. But I think hold up. That was him saying that about guys. That was Joe, and we've watched Joey Scarborough enough. Joey Scarborough just said, "I know I seem like a very zen, mindful person." Wait, what? Zen and mindful. Yeah, that's exactly how Joey Scarborough comes off when he's like, "Guys, I don't know if I need to tell you how cogent Joe Biden is, but the next person that tells me Joe Biden's got dementia, I'm gonna give him knock him one in the kisser." Anything but zen. This guy doesn't know what zen. We should cancel him. That seems racist. That sounds like something a racist would say. A white guy using the word like zen. Canceling him right now.
Pissed off right now. And I'm just wondering, how do you all stay centered? How do you stay disciplined and not really go off and not really push back hard at these things?
We don't have time to be pissed off. We don't have time to focus on it. It's all just.
All right, guys. Well, here's our icon of masculinity. What do you guys think? Is this what we got going on here? Seems just like a normal dude. Not sure if I would pin icon of masculinity. Not sure if he would be the face of manhood in the Democrat Party. But this is who they chose. Them and Timmy Walls. It's who they chose. So
distraction.
I don't know what to tell them, man. It doesn't seem like they know what a man is. Does it get you off? No, that's right. Guys, doesn't seem like they know what a man is because they don't know what a man. They don't know what a woman is. What is a woman? They can't answer that. They can't answer the man thing. That's why they're failing at this. They're trying to reach a male audience and they can't even define what a man is. That's why they sent all the theater kids, the gay theater kids out to try to ring in that male vote because they're like, oh, aren't all men gay? Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. Are you telling me all these men aren't gay? I thought all men were gay and were in theater. Is that not a thing? Oh, no. That's just all the men in LA where you're based out of. Where you keep trying to hire all your writers. They keep hiring. Hey, we need someone to write a masculine commercial. Who do we hire? Well, we couldn't find anybody in LA in a 300-mile radius. Did you try San Diego? Nope, none there either. Just what about San Francisco? We got Elon left. That was our last straight man. Everybody else is gay in theater kids. That's all we got to pull from. That's all they got to pull from, guys. They can't write, and they can't write a script. They can't pull anybody in to speak to the male audience because they're pulling out of California. That entire pool. That's all they're putting. They could, if they pulled from New York, they could. But the problem is every time they go to New York, they're right in the fashion district. We got any men here in the fashion district? Nope. Guys, anyway, we're winning. We're winning. Anyway, let's continue on.
All we are doing, all we talk about is this election. We understand the stakes. We understand the responsibility.
What are the stakes? What are the stakes?
Okay, so I've been pausing it so you guys can't hear this, but if we were to go back and play the whole thing, as well as saying about the fog thing, he's not saying anything. And he just says all him and Kamala are talking about is the election. Guys, they are made for each other. This guy, hold on, let's go back. I want you to hear this again.
Avoid stories about your personal life, saying
nope, not there.
Got his ass kicked. And so he's afraid that that's going to happen again. Rather, he's spreading this fog of misinformation and disinformation and gaslighting, rather than face her again, so we can. Well,
and he's spreading it.
Basically, he's not saying anything, guys. They're made for each other. And so he's like, me and Kamala, all we talk about is the election. Could you imagine that conversation? She's like, well, I was born in the middle class. We're unburdened by who we are. And he's like, well, it's a fog. Trump's got a fog of disinformation. She's like, well, they like to mow the lawns when they're. Guys, could you be a fly on the wall in the Kamala Harris household? I'm not going to say it's a Doug Emhoff household because he's second gentleman. We all know who wears the pants in this one. Could you imagine listening to that conversation of them just saying nothing to each other? Just saying words, but nothing? That's probably why they get along. I bet you their marriage is tight. I bet you their marriage is so tight that during COVID, when they went to kiss, they would leave their masks on when they kiss. It's because they don't want to spread COVID to one another. So they do that in their home too? Like when they go to bed, they're like, "Oh, Cole, honey, let me give you a kiss goodnight." Well, these people are fake. Why are they fake? Because they're theater kids. Because all they know how to do is pretend. Anyway, we're going to skip ahead. I don't think
very country, our future. What kind of future are we going to have? Who would you like picking the next 2 or 3 Supreme Court justices? The guy who picked the 3 who overturned Roe v. Wade and want to take away more and more freedom? Or do you want Kamala Harris picking those Supreme Court justices?
Right.
I mean, this is, she said it.
Hold up. I'm going to switch screens real quick. No, let's do this. Where the hell are they? What is this? This looks like a classroom. Is he a teacher? Are they all teachers? Did they all just teach kids? This looks like an elementary school classroom. What is happening? This whole thing is fake, guys. It's all fake. And it's gay. It's fake and gay, apparently. It's all fake and gay. All right, I'm done with that one. Anyways, Doug Emhoff, icon of masculinity. Coming out. Seems like a nice guy. Seems like a very non-existent kind of guy. Just kind of guy who floats around, does what he wants. He wouldn't be bad. He'd be fine to have at a party because he probably wouldn't say much. He probably have like 3 jokes he pulls out at parties and he spaces them out. So he has content throughout the night. He's not coming out with all 3 of the jokes throughout the night. He's like, hey, everyone's standing around laughing. He's like, hey, what'd the dog say to the cat? And everyone's just like, anyway, back to what we were saying. He's like, yeah, funny. And then he just saves them. An hour later. He tells another joke. An hour later, he tells another joke. And then he goes home. He might even Irish goodbye. He seems like an Irish goodbye kind of guy. He seems like he's just going to leave the party without telling anybody because he's like, God, no one knew I was here in the first place. Why would I announce that I'm leaving? Anyway, masculinity all around. Old Dougie Emhoff. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. Seems like we're winning. I don't know how they're going to get the male vote. They'd have to have some crazy October surprise like Hulk Hogan coming out, ripping off his shirt and saying Harris Walsh. Nope, that's not going to happen. Guys, I don't know what else they got. What tricks do they have up their sleeve to win that male vote? They're losing all the minority male votes. They're losing all the male votes, and they got nothing to bring it in. And the problem is the internet. The problem is the internet. So going back to the article that we read earlier, Walls to reach male voters is going pheasant hunting, right? And that seems like, well, at least the Dick Cheney jokes aside, that seems like, all right, that should work, right? Lo and behold, the friggin' internet came out. And I picked the funniest meme out of this whole thing. And I wanted to share this with you guys just for funsies. Because this is just the most, I don't know. This is how you know when I said, look at Mika, she's freaking out. They're losing the female vote, the lady vote, the suburban mom vote. They're losing that. They're losing all these votes. Send in the big guns. Tim Walz, he's got to go pheasant hunting now with digital influencers. That'll get him. And then this is what real digital influencers do. Check out this meme.
It's not quite right. How do you get it back?
Governor, what kind of gun is it?
This is a Beretta A400. I bought it when I was shooting a lot of track because it has a.
Guys, the meme war is in full swing. Wanted to share you with that one. That was the reaction. That's the internet's reaction to this. They're like, "Oh, Tim Walz is going pheasant hunting with all these little TikTok influencers," and then they come out with, deep cut Duck Hunter from friggin' Nintendo. That's a great game, but they deep cuts. You can't beat them. We're winning the meme war. And so no matter what they do, if white dudes for Kamala don't look at memes, but every other dude out there, bread and butter, memes, breath and life. It's the word of God and memes. Those are the things that are coming out that are really, I think, moving the needle. Meme war is in full effect, and we're winning. It's a free market in the meme world. Like I said last time, memes are the currency, and we're all rich. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I know there's big news with the assassination attempt number trace. And this one was just kind of fun when talking about masculinity and all the things they're doing. They're just not doing a good job. I could write better. You could have written better script for coming out for men to vote for Kamala. It still wouldn't have done anything. That's what I'm saying. We're like 3 weeks away. Nothing's changed. I don't even, whatever October surprised you, I do not think it's shifting any independent votes. I think things are already rolling down direction we're going. But so my point is, the train's already heading down the tracks. All we got to do is hold on and enjoy the show. Enjoy the show, guys. My favorite. Here's why election year is my favorite. The memes. It's the freaking memes. I can't get over them. So I thought we'd end this with one more meme because memes are the best. And I thought this was great. This is how Doug Emhoff coming out and saying fog of disinformation versus what the people on the internet are coming up with. And so this big thing of the past week was Kamala's accent shifting. She has an Irish accent and a Jamaican one now. She's pulling them out of the bag, left and right. How come, guys, how come Kamala can code switch with all these different accents? How is she able to do that? Theater kid. Kamala's a theater kid. They play pretend. That's her job. That's what she does. She's a politician, theater kid. They're all theater. They all got accents. Anyway, here's a fun meme to send us home. Check this.
Who needs personality when you can switch who you are at the push of a button?
It's Sid Swish Kamala. That's right.
Oh, hello, young lady. Quite a marvelous day, innit?
Why does she talk so weird? Let me play with her.
Well, hey there, little nugget. I'm going to be the first black female president of the United States of America.
Man, this doll sucks.
Accents.
Guys, I'm pretty sure AI made the majority of this video. I should have put it who made this, but this is great. This is absolutely wonderful. Anyway, it's the best. This is one of the best put together memes. Compare this to the white dudes sitting cross-legged on the back of a tailgate telling you that you're not a man if you vote for Trump.
Accent switch Kamala can emulate any accent you like, as long as it grants her credibility.
Bonjour, tu aimes les croissants?
Merde américaine.
Guten Tag, Sie lieben ein Bratwurst? Ufta, 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 da.
Luke, I am your mother.
It's Sid Swish Kamala. That's right.
But wait, there's more. All new accent switch Kamala comes with 2 bags of campaign money, a blind eye for illegal immigration, and her own
See, here's the fun part. This is why memers are the best, because even in all the other memes, left can't meme. So they could have made, if they picked one memer that was on the left that had a sense of humor, they could have made probably the first half of this. The problem is this one meme is nailing so many problems with Kamala and looping it all in to make it fit. The fact that she switched accents is just one thing. They're going to move into her laughter. But I love how they're like, she comes with an eye patch. She's blind to illegal immigration. 2 bags of cash of campaign funds stolen from Joe Biden. Like, this is great. These are tons of like major issues that are Kamala's failing on, thrown into one AI-made kids commercial. Left can't meme. I don't even know if the left can't meme. I think that just the meritocracy on the right, the ability to make memes on the right is so. I couldn't have made this. I can make memes like the left guy. I suck at memes. But this is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Artistically, phenomenal. They're doing such a good job at communication. It gets to the point, fast, quick. It doesn't exaggerate it. It doesn't hang out on one thing for too long, like all the Democrats and lefties always do. Hang out on whatever joke they're trying to tell, and they're always serious. They have no fun. They don't know what joy actually is. And they don't know timing and putting it together. This is just amazing. Watch how they time this out. And this is a 1 minute commercial, and they've thrown so many good gold in here.
Laugh 3000 generator. Laugh in every way possible. Let accent switch Kamala turn your life into a complete circus.
When you give me more money, like Uncle Joey did.
Don't you wear a little mad? The money's coming.
I don't understand.
Oh, excuse me, honey.
I meant to say, the money is coming. I love ice cream, Cumberland Map.
It's accent switch Kamala and brand new Tampon Tim.
You know, my grandma always used to say,
Kamala Janu, please wash your hands so we can eat our chicken masama.
Bro, they threw so many more jokes. They didn't stick with the accent switch. They just tied all these other jokes in with the accent switch, even up to the point where they brought in Zelensky being like, give me more money. And then they turn the thing and it switches from Kamala's accent. She switches to Joe Biden, signifying the fact that she's not even a real politician. She's just a puppet for the machine and the regime behind both of them, that they're just puppets for them. They're just dolls for the machine. They threw that thing in. That's awesome. And then they brought up the Indian thing at the end, which is so funny. Genius work. Anyway, genius friggin' work. The memes are amazing, guys. I hope the memes stay up throughout this election year and then on into next year. If you're out there making memes, keep doing it. Meme warfare is the new warfare, and we're winning. Anyway, appreciate all you guys hanging out. Again, tons of other great shows out there. People talking about big shows, InfoWars, talking about all the cool stuff like assassination attempts, giving you real-time news with real-time voices. And y'all chose to hang out with me, just a tiny guy in the corner of the internet, chit-chatting about memes and making fun of old Timmy Walls. Anyway, appreciate you guys sticking around. I'll be back here next week. I'm probably going to start doing some more stuff. Oh, one more thing. I'll put this at the end. So this project I've been working on, if you want to check it out, you can go. Oh, actually, pull this up. I'll do this right at the end. You can go to Flintlock and Fog. No, let me full screen this. This is the project I've been working on all my time's been going to. That's why I haven't made clips of the podcast. That's why I really haven't pursued anything. I haven't really been on Twitter that much. Flintlock and Fog. So if you're a fan of D&D, and you've been playing D&D, so I created my own, very similar to D&D, totally different game mechanic, and it takes place in Victorian era London particularly, but I made it so it can go all over the world in the late 1800s. Everything is mix of historical and literary fiction. So all the quests, all the things kind of function around actual people and actual times in London. Jack the Ripper, these real kind of historical figures, and vampires and werewolves, your Dorian Grays, your Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hydes, all your favorite stuff like that. Again, similar to D&D, except for it's far more intricate. Instead of just going and hunting dragons and dungeons and stuff, here's a video of me explaining it, and all that good stuff. You actually get to solve stuff. You got different kinds of characters, spiritualists, a Sherlock Holmes style character, all these different characters. Anyway, it's taken a lot of work. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you, it's taken a lot of work. I finished the player's manual and then been beta testing it, and then had to go back. So recently, I've been going back over the player's manual, making major adjustments. But I'm still in the process of beta testing it. I say this all for now. If you're watching this, you're a fan of this show, and you're like, hey, I want to beta test it. I want to be on the ground level of this thing because I love D&D. This sounds like fun. Go and sign up. I've got a ton of stuff coming in. You can go to flintlockandfog.com, go down the bottom, and click the learn more. That'll take you to a thing, and you'll sign up, and I'll send you emails and stuff like that. We are in full swing beta test mode, and this thing's going to be rolling out. I'm going to have the player's manual published, and then I got to work on some more stuff to go along with the player's manual. But I would like to get this out to many people as possible that are interested in playing it. I'd like to get in your hands and spread this thing out in beta test mode now, because before I get to the official, like, here's the actual launch of volume 1, I want to make sure it beta tests it fully through. So if you're interested in that, you just be like, hey, I want to check it out. Hey, I just want to support it. I want to see what's going on. Hey, maybe you have insights, but like, hey, have you added boomerangs to the game yet? Be like, absolutely not. I haven't. But I will tell you this. If you want to get involved, go and sign up for the newsletter, because I will be rolling out actual tiers, and one of them will be beta partnership, where you actually get involved in creation of the whole thing from the ground level up. And so I have a bunch of different things to add to that before the actual player's manual comes out with all the items, lists, and all that stuff. You get to be a part of the creation of it, and you get actually listed in it. I'm not going to say too much about it, but that's the next thing I'm rolling out. Just kind of building a community right off the bat. Again, it's a lot like D&D, but set in Victorian era. It's a lot of fun. And a lot of historical references. The weapons are actual historical, like Colt revolvers, stuff like that, and the mechanics of it are working great. And if you actually want to, you can go to pardonwill on YouTube and check out some beta tests I did with my friend Jeff. Those are up there. Just look for Flintlock and Fog. Anyway, that was my last commercial. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Love you guys. Hope you have a fantastic week. Don't take any black pills. We're staying optimistic, staying white pilled all the way through the end of this year. It's going to be a good year. If you get like Mika said, if you get discouraged, don't be, but at least get out there and vote and enjoy the memes. Anyway,